was a miracle, doc. They counted me out. Moment of truth, counting it down. Underdog story was down for the count. Back on my feet, back with a mic, back on the beat, back with a family that bang in the streets. The game on lock, I stand with a key. Standing my ground, I am planning to flee. Standing my ground, I am planting my feet. Taking a stand, embracing my destiny, shaking his hand, flipping the script.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Sunday night CrossFit talk. I got that recorded now, so I don't have to hurt my throat every week.
But it's Monday.
On a Monday. It'll be back in play next week.
Yeah.
So excited to be here with you guys tonight. Sorry that we had to delay last night. But I had a blast at the concert, and I'm not going to trade that. Collective Soul is one of my favorite bands of all time, top 5 on my list, and I've always missed them for some weird reason, and they could not have been better last night. I was like over the moon when they were done.
Well, you have a voice, so you must not have been like singing along too much.
I sang with everything.
Did you?
Oh, everything.
I have no voice after concerts.
But again, I was trying to explain to you, this place west of Columbus is this intimate little place. Mm-hmm. They don't have to play the music super loud and distort it because it's an intimate place. You can just kind of hang out. The pictures I sent you were from the last row in the thing, and I still could see everybody without binoculars. And
that's why I text you back. I'm like, those are incredible seats. And then you're like, it's like the last row. And I'm like, what?
They're the cheap, $35 to see live in Collective Soul. Sit in the last row. You get that good of a seat in the last row. It's an hour west of Columbus. It's worth the drive. The music sounds better because it's intimate. Mm-hmm. It is truly a like little hidden gem in Ohio.
Yeah. It's like our Pine Knob here. That's smaller. And that's where I went and watched Matchbox 20. Same thing. It's like, there's a bunch of lawn seats. It's just more intimate.
Yeah. So that was fun. Carolyne's going to be like 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
So we're just starting already. A lot's happened today.
A lot.
I did a lunch show where I made some comments.
Yeah. You went further than I ever thought you would. I know we've talked tons about it over the years. And
we've both been affected by it. And
right. And I don't think you usually, both of us don't want to necessarily ever call people out by name. If it needs to be said, we'll call people out by name, but like, I was surprised you went where you went today.
Well, the frustration year, but I've come really close to blowing it out a couple times on our live broadcast from the games.
Yeah.
Or from the semifinals. But I'm 55 now and I'm caring less about what people think of me and we've been grinding for a lot of years. And you and now Carolyne and Kat and Cheryl have all been grinding. Mm-hmm. And you all suffered because there are people in the media that just aren't nice. And it just felt good this year. I think it was this big release that we made it.
Yeah.
The grind has been worth it. Every single time going to a competition and fighting for every inch, every yard.
Yeah. I feel like it's obvious, and I know we don't have the biggest subscribers, we don't have the biggest following, and there are times we've talked about this. We have talked about it live at the games. We just don't have thousands of subscribers, so a lot of you probably haven't heard it. But it's like it's evident when I'm out there for every heat of every event, every team, first heat of 4 heats, and I wait and I pull that athlete off that won that heat to talk to him. And that's where we get a couple years ago when you get interviews from like Hannah Black that nobody else is getting because people aren't even out there. It was always strange to me. I'd be out there for 2 hours all by myself, talk to whoever I want. And then all of a sudden I can't speak to the winner. I just sat here for 2 hours nobody else was around. My legs hurt. I'm thirsty. I need to pee, and I can't. All for naught.
And the fact of the matter is, the rules as they are written, we have just as much right to interview everybody coming off the floor as anybody else in that building. And there were people that took advantage of volunteer security and got access that we couldn't get. And you've been with me when I fought with competition organizers.
Yeah.
And they would tell me, we'll fix it. And I'm like, well, I've heard that like 100 times. And here we are every year. I'm the one getting yelled at by security, and I'm following the rules.
Right.
So anyway, that happened on my lunch show. And it was just a big release as we finally got enhanced access. And so that just made me so happy. I can't even express how happy that makes me to get enhanced access, because our very own Carolyne Prevost is going to be back in the back, and I'll be able to record stuff with her and of her to share with everybody. And that is an announcement I made at lunch today. If you are a member of the channel, I am going to release the vignettes from behind the scenes, or that I get during the day. It doesn't always have to be behind the scenes. I'm going to release it to our members for 24 hours and then release it to everybody after that, because those people are supporting us. I want to do something extra for them. So if they are a member of the channel, they will get anything we put out 24 hours ahead of time.
Love that.
And so all that happened. And then Hiller put out a video.
I know.
And my life has turned upside down in the last hour.
Mm-hmm.
It is amazing what can happen with when he releases something. But I just want to thank everybody for the kind words that have been coming in. Everybody here has been grinding, and it's not just me. It's Jamie, it's Carolyne, it's Kat. They all deserve the kudos, and I'm so pumped for that.
I just noticed the black tank.
Scott, pause the show and go get the black tank on. Didn't you get the memo?
Nice.
I rarely wear a tank too.
No, you don't.
No.
And I'm usually too cold to wear one, but if it's warm enough, I'll wear one.
I was playing basketball this afternoon with Lex. So I don't know. I was feeling a tank top.
So trained olive, Carolyne's straps can be seen. Time to move her up on Hiller's F grade. So I've gotten a lot of comments about the F grade on Hiller's list, and I know you have an explanation. I tried to explain it for you, but if you could please explain to people that your goal is the F grade.
I am the F grade though, if I'm being honest. Like if I compare my body to everyone else, I don't have like a jacked body. Like I have like more of like just a, I don't know, athletic looking body. I don't have a six pack like everyone has. I wear a t-shirt. Like I mean, yes, I don't wear like sports bras and stuff on the field when I compete. Just, I'm not going to post that like on my Instagram for, because I have a public profile, which normally teachers don't have a public profile. So I do have some students that do follow my Instagram account. So it just, to me, is weird already that you just don't want your students looking at your teacher in a sports bra, like even though it's different. But even if I'm at the gym on any other day, like no one will see me without a shirt on unless I'm really, really, really dying in a workout and hot. And that might happen once a year. Yeah, I don't know. I've never felt super comfortable just taking off my shirt. I don't know if it's the perception that I feel I should look different as a games athlete too. But yeah, no, when I compare myself on the field, like to my competitors, I'm okay with being an F.
Carolyne, you have go muscles. I have show muscles. It's better to have the go muscles.
It's never like, it's funny because I used to compare myself to people I compete against. And I'm like, man, how can I beat these people in a workout because they look so jacked and everything? And it's like 3, 2, 1, go. and I would do okay. So to me, it was never about a look. It was about performance and fitness. If you look at most of the sports I've done, like people aren't ripped in hockey at all. People aren't that ripped at soccer or even Taekwondo. So it's more just eat for how you feel. Like I don't track any macros or anything like that. I'm not as defined as people, but that's okay. I can still perform.
Mark Phillips says, love some sneaky fit. Trained Olive Team Carolyne, and Larry Young CP letting Hiller know what's up.
How are you really saying train to Olive on that person?
I know it's trained to live, but our Cajun friend on the lunch show thought it said trained Olive, and that's just now become his name.
Corey, oh my gosh.
That's how I read it like the first time, and then after that I was like, oh, train to live. But at first I did read it as like train Olive, and I was like, oh, interesting.
That's what it says, trained Olive.
Trained Olive, okay, got it.
It's more fun to say it that way.
I guess. Train for short. Just call him that. Yes.
So when those things come out, like Hiller brings out a video and you're going to be in it, do you tune in and go, what's he going to say? Or I hope I'm an F, or I hope I'm an incomplete, or
I literally fast forwarded right to my name because they was going alphabetical order, and I'm like, I'm just so curious because I already know, like when I compare myself, I know I'm below everyone. So then it got confirmed and I died laughing. I was like, this is amazing. So it just was like, I didn't care. And the fact that, I mean, I wear a t-shirt, so he couldn't even evaluate anyways.
Right. That's what it is more so.
Yeah. No, it's more because I always wear a t-shirt, which is also funny because, like you can always spot me on any live stream because it's like I'm the person that has the shirt on and a headband and longer shorts normally, like longer biker shorts that I call them. So you can always know which one I am on the field. So I thought it was funny. I didn't take it personal. I messaged him right away and I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he put you in the F block, but he said you were incomplete, really.
Yeah.
Because he could not judge you based on the clothes you wear. The Prevo headband.
My junk headband always. Shout out to them.
So last thing on the video that came out tonight, and there's a lot of people that haven't seen it apparently in the chat. I said some things on the lunch show today because we got enhanced access for the games. I told the story of why it was such a big culmination for us to get that and what it meant to me. And I got emotional, and then Hiller made a video out of it. I was eating dinner with my wife, quiet. We were having a nice conversation, and all of a sudden my phone is just going bananas. And I'm picking it up, and it's John Young. Oh my gosh, are you seeing this? It's Keeping It Real. Oh my gosh, did you see what was put out? Blah, 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 like text everywhere. And so we got it from the dinner table, sat down, put it up on the TV, and my wife was blown away. She doesn't listen to the podcast. She doesn't listen to the show. So like for her to see that, it was a big deal. Mm-hmm. And so I felt a little puffy in front of my wife today. And I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was crazy. He did not let me know it was coming. So I had no idea. It just was a big surprise. Probably just like Carolyne didn't know that the rating of the CrossFit women's bodies was coming out. It still cracks me up that you fast forwarded to your name.
I just was so curious because I'm like, there's no pictures really of me that you can evaluate that much. I mean, just by looking at my frame, I guess in person, but I was just curious and I died.
The only thing I do want to add to the Hiller video, if you watch the Hiller video, there are some people I say good things about in the lunch show that I make clear were there for me and had my back at times when other people didn't. And they might get mixed up in the fray of what I said. And that's why I did that. So if you could watch that, it would be awesome and see the full context of what I said and not just the Hiller clip.
I mean, anyone who watches a Hiller clip and takes it at 100%, like that's that's the problem with people. Like, he's highlighting something, and if you are curious, go watch the full thing. You should always do that.
Yeah. I do have to clean up some stuff here. We have a new member, NJSB Construction. His name is Howie. And he also did a super chat. Congrats on the CrossFit Games passes. Love the show, Howie.
Thanks, Howie.
And then our guy, Daniel Church, became a member of the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Daniel. That really helps support. That is like our 8th new member in the last week. And we really appreciate that because it really does keep us going.
Much deserved.
That's been happening a lot to your phone this month. Yes, it has. So anyway, on to the show. Oh, Vi, Scott, has anyone reached out to you to make amends yet? No, it just happened. And I'll be on. Gosh, I didn't name everybody. I didn't name anybody, but the one person it's not all the one person. All right, let's just say it. It's pointing everything at Lauren Khalil.
Yeah.
She is not the only person that did this stuff to us. I want that to be made perfectly clear. Yes, that stuff happened. She was not the only person that happened from. There are other people out there that treated us poorly. But I didn't name names. So everything pointed to the one person that pointed out they didn't get enhanced access this year. And the Hiller video says Clydesdale versus Queen of Hustle, and points right to Lauren. There are other people that treated us poorly.
Yeah, it is the way she comes off though, like saying this and saying she doesn't have enhanced access, and the way she thinks she just deserves it. That's the kind of stuff that like rubs people wrong.
Yeah. Kenneth, 14 months a member.
Dang.
He was and he is the original. He's not the original member, but he's pretty close.
Yeah.
And I don't have any experience with Lauren in that, like, behind the scene. So I don't have an opinion on that situation.
Yeah. You're an athlete.
It's just a side note that I'm not part of the Clydesdale that has had anything.
All right. There. So, we're going to get, Beat Bagent. I think this is Jamie. You put this in the update on Beat Bagent, or was it Carolyne?
No, I put it in.
Okay. So in Hiller's video last night, and I did confirm with him today, that it is going to be final at the end of July. Everything will be shipped. And I think a video is coming out by the end of July.
Okay.
Have you gotten any like confirmation of your score?
He messaged me today, like a few hours ago, after I had already put this in the lineup for tonight. So yes, I have gotten a message from Hiller.
Cool.
Yep.
And so you'll get a Hiller video too?
I guess maybe I'll get named in there. Yeah.
Nice.
And I guess you don't know anything about Mackenzie, if her video was confirmed at all or anything like that.
She did not submit one.
Oh, she did not submit one.
No.
So I guess it's fair to assume that you're getting a jersey.
Correct.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's a great score.
Today on the Lens Show that Carolyne Prevost should be given a shot at a color analyst on the broadcast team, and Fergie seconds that nomination. I've said it a bunch of times. I really, truly feel like Carolyne might be the best option for a color analyst from athletes that are out there. Jeanette, is that your mom?
That's my mom. She's just a recent, she didn't know that I was doing this on Sunday nights until I was back home in Sarnia in my hometown, end of June, before I left for California for the summer. And then she saw me do the podcast, and then she was like on the other side of the kitchen table. And oftentimes I had to mute because she was responding at the same time that I was. Like it was, and I was like, Mom, I'm on the podcast. And she would give her opinion. So now she's been tuned in for the past 2 Sundays.
She's got to make sure you're not eating live on air.
She made sure. So, yeah, I've been getting that feedback.
All right. Well, let's get into the Sarnia Sting.
Yeah, it's our OHL team, our hockey team.
Nice. Look at Ken Walters actually was upsetting to me today, but I'm over it now because of all the other stuff that's happened. He told me Sidney Crosby's getting traded from the Penguins. And my favorite player, Chris Letang. And he says that he has it on a good source, which really upset me this afternoon, but everything else kind of made that go away. Anyway, Shelly Young, Jamie, your skin looks so good today.
Well, thank you.
Wow, everybody's full of compliments today.
I guess.
What a day to be alive. All right, events. Events have been released since we last talked. We already talked about event 2. I hate that it's events and not a name. It makes it so hard to remember what each thing is.
Yeah.
But event 4, and I'll try to pull that up. I have it in our notes, but I do not have it.
5 rounds for time.
Yeah,
300-meter run, 12 deadlifts, 350, 220 for the females with an axle bar, and 100-foot handstand walk.
There it is.
Yeah, and we did talk about this briefly because you didn't know what kind of deadlift it was, right?
Yeah,
Right.
correct.
And now we know it's an axle bar. Do you think that it being an axle bar helps with the weight difference?
A little bit, but I still think that it's lighter on the female than what the males will feel at 350.
Because you're still the top comment there that says 220.
If it was originally they didn't post the video until maybe an hour after that confirmed that it was an axle bar, which is like much thicker of a bar, which you for females that have smaller hands, like I actually have really, really small hands. I bet I probably have the smaller hands on the field. But so it makes sense to lower it if the grip or is an issue for that bar. I haven't done the full workout yet. I just played around with the deadlift and like I didn't have any issue holding on to it. I know that Scuds tested it at 240 and in her video said that she was doing like 3 sets of 4s and she was already, I think, close to 5 minutes slower than Ben Smith, who was testing it. So that's significant. So, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that played a factor into them lowering. And she explained that her grip was shot with that weight. So then they lowered it to 220. I'd be curious if they kept it at 240, how much of a factor that would be. I wish it was a 240.
Well, you are the best deadlifter in the world. You've proven that in record breakers. You've proved it in other competitions. You are, and Allison is not. And so it would have been interesting to see how it would have played out that way. Dan Church says, not by that much. I'd rather pull on an axle. Well, you're a Clydesdale, Daniel. And from what I'm hearing, because I am not an expert, that women with smaller hands have a much harder time with an axle bar than men do. And that's why there is a differential. But I have heard a lot of debate saying that they maybe went too far, even with the axle.
I just want the same stimulus as the men, right? So if, let's say, now I don't know, maybe the men are unbroken easy at that weight. I'm not sure. I just want the test to be the same. So let's say it becomes too light where the females are all unbroken, then it becomes a handstand walk, cycle speed type workout with a little bit of running, and the deadlift becomes irrelevant. If the men, it's very heavy and they're breaking it up and that's a factor. Like it's just a different test. And I know the females compete against the females and the men compete against the men, but you still want to take the same test. You want to make sure that whatever test you're doing, it's as close to the same stimulus because, I mean, it's a test of fitness. So I think it should be fine. I'll give it a go. I think tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not sure which one I programmed it. Like they try to get as close as possible, but we'll see. I mean, I think time wise, it should be pretty similar because for the most part, like the men will run faster for the 300s, you would assume, and then it's a little bit heavier on the deadlift for them. And then handstand walk speed, I would say a lot of the girls probably handstand walk faster than the men. So it should be pretty close.
All right, then we got a clue as to what event 3 will entail. And that is, where did that go? There it is. Okay. This looks interesting. We got a picture of a pegboard, and it looks like it's two-sided. Maybe?
No, that's a regular pegboard. That's a regular Rogue pegboard.
Oh, okay. I see now. The pegs go up the middle, but there's 3 lines at the top.
That's the only difference that I noticed was the 3 lines that are not usually there. So that's where you could see go to one line, come back down, go to another line, come back down, go to a third line, and that's 1 rep. For instance, like JR had talked about the progression of a pegboard because you can't go super, super high. So how do you make the pegboard harder? You get them to be on the pegboard longer, which I thought was a great idea when he talked about that. I think it was on Get With The Program, maybe, that he had talked about that. So I thought that was a neat idea. So that's what I thought when those lines are there. Unless pegboard is coming for the age group and that's testing certain age group for lower heights. I'm not sure.
I would be shocked.
Yeah.
It's posted by Castro and it says IE3.
Yeah.
And then it was on his story today as well. And I think her name is Kelly now. Was Kelly Clark before. Mm-hmm. I think it was her doing the pegboard. And we didn't really get much from it. You can see her going to a certain line. I mean, her feet stay in frame and then just coming back down. And it looked like she was coming off. But it could have been the end of her unbroken set. So I have no idea. But he said that it was going to be possibly the hardest one of the events. So looking forward to that test.
We got a super chat. Juliana Eiford, I love the Talking Elite Fitness didn't get access. They've been downing CrossFit all year.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think that's what it comes down to. Yeah. I mean, if you can't support this sport all year, I don't know why you'd even have the audacity all of a sudden to be like, "Oh, I'm not welcome at this." Like, and she's still welcome. Like, she still has a media pass. So, yeah.
We also got a team event announced, 2 of them, Team Event 2 and Team Event 7. Again, I hate that it's called Team Event and not a name.
We'll start naming them, Scott. Let's give them names.
I don't know why they went back to not naming them. Like, I think they could have used that maybe 1 year where they'd use that, but then after that, like, give them a name, an identity, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So individual event or team event 2 is 4-time male, female pairs. Each pair completes 15 wall walks, 75 synchro double unders, 30 synchro toes to bar, 75 synchro double unders, 30 synchro toes to bar, then 30 worm cleans.
Gross.
I love that they learned how to use the word then.
Yeah. Yes.
From event 2. When they did wall walks, it should have said wall walks then. And then team event 7 for time, 100-foot handstand walk each, 30 deadlifts, 805 pounds, 25 calories on the Echo bike, male, female pair 1, 30 wall facing strict handstand pushups, male, female pair 2, then switch on the bike, switch on the strict handstand pushups, 30 deadlifts, 100-foot handstand walk each. So we have 2 up and down chippers released on the team side.
That handstand walk is going to be devastating. Assuming it's the 100 on foot foot unbroken like it was 2 years ago. That wrecked a few teams.
It wrecked a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still remember who was it that
Kelsey Keel.
Was it Kelsey Keel? Yeah.
Yes, I have video of it.
And it was like, oh, you're getting so close, and she had to do it so many times, and that's just devastating because they didn't even get to the earthworm.
Nope.
Like it played such a factor having that long distance unbroken.
Yeah, she did like 394-foot walks.
Yep.
So both of these events are basically small versions of the individuals, which is what Dave had said. I think it was in one of his weekend reviews that they're looking to have the team do close versions. And we already know that their first event should be somewhat similar to ours as well. So I'll be looking for clues maybe at in their stuff of equipment being used. Like we see the Echo Bike there, wall facing handstand push-ups that we don't have on the individuals yet. And again, that would be a third movement upside down. Who knows if we'll get that on day 3? Because normally you see handstand push-ups at the games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those all have been announced this week. This just got added. I didn't know. Dave, Weekend Review. I did not get a chance to see that with everything that happened this evening. Who watched Dave's Weekend Review?
I did on like 2 point something very, very fast before.
Yeah.
He did say that it was going to go back to pure CrossFit.
Yep.
He says that there can be twists on some of the stuff that has been released so far or the things that haven't been released. Small little twist that hasn't been announced yet. And he also said that like there's not going to be anything crazy in terms of probably like implements and stuff like that.
Right.
That the pegboard and
the axle
bar are like
radical.
Possibly the two most radical things that we might see, which I thought was interesting because while things are indoors, I still think that you can do a lot of different implements. Like a pig could still go indoor, tires could still go indoor, like the parallel walk thingies could be indoor. Like there's still so many things, the snail that they've brought inside before. So it's just interesting to me that those two would be more like weird object things that we'll see there.
They brought the snail in last year for teams.
Yeah, they did.
So they've proved that it can go inside. That's one of my favorite implements ever. I want to see it so bad.
And it's on the Rogue website right now too.
Wow.
For sale. JR, I think it was JR that posted it on his story. It was for sale on the website. So then he had like a thought that, is this coming at the games type thing?
Yeah. I kind of doubt it. I mean, Dave was he did say expect a few twists still, but he was pretty explicit. Like the pegboard and the axle bar are going to be probably the most unique things you see. So he said, don't be disappointed. He's warning you now. Don't be disappointed. It's going to be pure, straightforward CrossFit.
You happy with that?
I like seeing the weird things at like other things getting tested. Not just I like to test accuracy and just different things that we don't get to do in the gym every day. And maybe if it's only 1 or 2 events, but like just straight CrossFit, like I don't know.
Like so far, basically all the events you can do at your affiliate, like everyone will be able to do these workouts. I mean, if they can do the movements and test them at their affiliate because they're inside. But I do like the odd objects. I like the athleticism things. I like jumping over, whether it's barriers, going under things.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an athlete, so like I look forward to any type of athleticism to kind of separate myself from the field. But if it's just classic CrossFit, not that I don't like it. I mean, I still like classic CrossFit. It's what we do all the time. But you still hope that you get, some unique elements when you go to the games that you haven't done ever before. So hoping to see still something new and challenging where I can take back, to my training after the games and be like, wow, I got exposed here. I need to work on this. And like, this was cool. So,
yeah.
Vindicate, as long as he doesn't bring out the sledgehammer. I actually love the sledgehammer, but not that event, not the way they were going to use it. If you're going to use it, then it needs to be a full swing of some kind, not like tap, 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 tap crap. No, it has to be a full swing to be.
It's just it would have to be an accuracy thing or moving something a certain distance, because if not, if it's just going a max height, there's nothing on the power that's getting measured. That was the issue.
I like the first banger when you had to stand to the side of it and swing and hit it. I thought that was pretty cool. When you got to stand over it, then everybody would hook it.
Yeah.
Where on the side, you couldn't really do that.
Yeah.
Tire
flips would be great, because that is more.
I would love a tire flip.
Classic, like that. Some of the gyms can do that stuff, and if that's the route they're trying to go back to, is let the community do workouts that they can compare. Yeah, a tire flip's freaking awesome.
It's just hard finding big tires that are actually all the same weight.
Like there's always something.
You go to any gym that has a big tire, and it's one of them is 800 pounds, the other one is 600. They're so hard to be the same.
Essentially, the pig is the tire representative for the games. Vi says that being straight CrossFit is good news for Adler.
Yeah, I agree.
Mark
Adler will be fine with those things anyways.
True.
Mark Phillips, big fan of the wheelbarrow stuff. Trained Olive skeet shooting. That's why the stadium was at Madison was fun. Max distant unicycle. All right, now we're getting crazy.
I think pure CrossFit's going to be good for Hatfield, personally.
I did tire flips in my first ever comp in 2010. Missed those days. Man, a good tire flip workout is fun.
Mm-hmm.
It gets grippy too, right? Like the forearms. A lot of people don't know how to flip tires too. Like we did so much tire flipping at Wisconsin, like for hockey, and using the knee and going up. Like when people like have no knee drive to it and just push it, they struggle so much. So you really see who kind of has that experience with it. Like I like that kind of stuff. And it's deadlift kind of.
I did a drop in at CrossFit Outer Banks, and they had huge tires, and it was such a fun workout. And it gave me a chance. Yeah, we didn't have those at my gym, so like to get to do them was just fun because it was something different. Jeremy Eats World, glory days, Jenny. Carolyne, by how many minutes will you win this workout?
The deadlift one?
I'm not winning that workout. I would need to handstand walk much faster and run much faster.
Jeff Bako, I could do pretty well if it was a pancake flipping. We all have our gifts. I've dropped in there. Yeah, CrossFit Outer Banks is what's awesome about it. Everybody comes in for a week because you're out on the Outer Banks, and they sell week-long memberships, and that's pretty much their business plan is selling 1 week memberships all summer long, and it's massive. They would have like 100 people do a 1 week membership every week.
That's crazy. That's how when I go to Bradenton, that's how their gyms over there are. I think they just get a lot of Florida's like that. They do those week passes.
Yeah. All right. So that was the weekend review. Then with all these event releases, they've been doing these behind the scenes of them coming up with the idea. We like that.
Yeah.
I love the videos that they've been doing. I think that's great content. It puts you in the mind of, or it allows you to see, you know, Dave's mind when he's programmed, get input from the athletes that have tested, or him talking about the test. I think that those releases have been really, really well done for CrossFit.
Did you guys notice in the Scuds one with the deadlift that everybody was running on a runner, but at the very end of the video, she finishes her burpee and runs out the door? Do you think that's a clue, or just she had to run out
to the finish line?
I don't know. I didn't know if it was like a 300-meter run outside. Like, could there be a loop in the arena and not on a runner?
I still think that's a possibility.
Yeah.
It's not it was the Woodway from Rogue that they're using, but I still think it's a possibility that it's like some sort of lap indoors and then you go to your bar and handstand walk.
Gosh, I would much prefer that.
I think that's what I think it was a clue at the end of that
Yeah.
video. But
I hope so.
You know, Dave, he loves his clues.
Yeah.
So apparently CrossFit Outer Banks is closed.
What?
The business plan was not good.
Well, maybe COVID killed him. When did you go?
It was before COVID.
That workout also says that it ends with 50-foot handstand walk.
Really? So not 100 because they don't want you to, it would be the wrong way.
So I think
50-foot section.
Yeah, so I think they're either 50-foot sections or they're 25-foot unbrokens. Like Scuds had given the feedback that the 50-foot unbroken might get people resting a lot to try to go to that 50, but it's are you going to go for
risk
it?
Reward, for
risk
sure.
reward. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But yeah, in the YouTube video, that's where I saw it when they announced the workout. It says it at the bottom. So I screenshotted it.
I think Jeremy's behind. So we're just going to move on.
He's not here.
So it was announced on Instagram who the media team was going to be for both individual and teams. But what I missed in it, because I just was scrolling quickly, is they announced that they're switching the broadcasting partner. Did you guys catch this?
I heard you talk about it. No, I didn't catch it.
So it's not being broadcast by ESPN. It's being broadcast by DAZN. DAZN. It's an app for your phone. The only reason I really know about it is when Pat McAfee was growing, that's where he broadcast out of for a while.
Okay.
They started as a big boxing MMA app, and then Dan Lebitard, if people are sports fans, he went on DAZN for a while and might still be there. I think this is a very, very smart move for CrossFit. It's not going to get lost in the shuffle on ESPN. Mm-hmm. You are now going to be one of the major players on this app because they are starving for content. So they are a niche channel, just like you're a niche sport. So they will work harder to push you than ESPN would.
I think ESPN was a terrible choice last year.
Yeah.
Was it CBS before that it was on?
It was.
Did that do better than the ESPN?
I don't know, because that had some pay stuff with it. Mm-hmm. What's beautiful about DAZN is they're not putting a paywall on any of it. It's just download the app, watch your stuff. It's also going to be available on the CrossFit Games YouTube channel.
Perfect, as it should be.
And they said in multiple languages too, which is what they did like in 2019. I remember when people could have the feed and it's in all these languages.
DAZN is going to be live and on demand in over 200 countries with no paywall, multiple languages, and streaming on any device. It'll also be available on the CrossFit Games YouTube channel with some of the languages.
Is that seriously how you pronounce it? DAZN?
DAZN.
Like the zone, but DAZN?
Yeah. Like when, a player is really hot and they're in DAZN.
In DAZN? Yeah. Got it.
It's from it's like Vindicate, right? It's
Yeah.
from that like license plate kind of.
Mhm.
So it's DAZN.
Okay.
And I really only know that because I'm a huge Pat McAfee fan. He's why even one of the reasons I started this show, and I was following him up through all of his different progressions through different channels, and he was on DAZN for a while. And Dan Lebitard, who I also listen to occasionally, is on DAZN.
Love it.
I still think there's a prestigious thing about ESPN to say that it's on ESPN.
But what good
not
is
when
it
it's on ESPN
if they're not going to promote you?
Or when it's on ESPN 8 or whatever it is. Like that it wasn't even on ESPN.
It's the Ocho, Jamie. Not 8. ESPN the Ocho.
It's not good. Whatever it is. It's a no-no.
Hannah Hardy would not have pronounced it like that. I'd like to hear people's opinions from outside the US just because I feel like most people just watch the YouTube stream.
I agree.
Jeff Bako, Carolyne, I think if you're under 30, ESPN has no cachet anymore.
Well, I'm not under 30.
Got us.
In fact, I think for younger people, ESPN is an albatross. Well, and ESPN's going to an app in the near future too. But their streaming stuff, their ESPN Plus sucks.
Yep.
I would not want to be on that.
Agree.
And again, I think the key thing for DAZN is they need CrossFit as much as CrossFit needs them. So you're going to get the promotion. You're going to get, and they are very popular overseas. They actually broadcast NFL games overseas. Things like that. Kind of like pronouncing that word. I can't. I've heard it a couple times.
Velites, we don't know.
V-lights.
Is it Velites? Is that what it is?
You're as close as I
Yeah.
could do. So I'm super excited for that. I think that is actually going to fit better to grow the sport, and maybe bring in some new eyeballs to not only the sport but the methodology. They also announced the broadcast teams. I'm sure everybody saw this part of it. The individual side will be Chase Ingram, Adrian Conway, and Mike Arsenault. And the team side is Joel Gadet, Bethany Flores, and Bella Martin. So Bethany's getting an opportunity. I've been clamoring for someone to get an opportunity that hasn't.
It's an interesting choice for team.
Yeah. We'll see what she brings to the table.
Yeah.
She's a former coach. She is a former or current athlete. We'll see.
Yeah.
Wait, are we going to be jumping back and forth between apps to watch the games? No. All of the games are on DAZN. All of the games are going to be on YouTube. You make your choice where you want to watch it.
Is DAZN an app that I can get on my TV?
I'm sure.
Okay.
If you have a smart TV, I'm sure you can get it on there.
Okay.
And I believe it says like you get it live and on demand. So that means you should be able to rewind it, pause it, do all that stuff as well.
Awesome. They're going in the right direction. I like it.
Herd Athletics in the building. Herd.
I'm getting a nice belt from them this week.
Ooh.
Can't wait.
Is it custom?
It is custom.
Oh, you got to be excited.
I am. I've had the exact same belt my entire career. It's been like 12 years that I've had mine.
And now you're getting a fancy new.
And now I'm getting a fancy one.
Belt.
Yep. Can't wait for you guys to see it.
PRs are coming.
Vicky, it was important. Where's that at? Where I lost her. And you guys are chatting it up here. Just added it to my Roku TV.
And someone
Fergie
else,
says ditto.
it's on like LG, Samsung, everything
I
perfect.
still feel like I would watch it on YouTube. Like it's just like my natural tendency.
DAZN available on LG, Samsung, Android TV, Panasonic, Sony, etc.
Perfect. I agree, Carolyne. I want to download this and give it a shot. Like, I don't know. I'll try day one. If I like it, I'll stay there. If not, I'll do the YouTube.
I think if you want to support CrossFit, download the app.
Exactly.
At the very least, download the app so they get the numbers showing that people want to support CrossFit. It's a simple thing to do. We all want to support CrossFit, right? We've had this discussion now for about 24 hours. Support CrossFit, they'll support us. And we want to support CrossFit. So go download the app. Whether you use it or not, doesn't matter.
Right.
That's what I did like when Rogue Invitational had their paid live stream. Like I was there already and I wasn't going to watch it, but I just paid to support. Like I was like, because I know that that's an important feature that, you know, a lot of people in the space want to have. So I was like, well, may as well support and make sure that we can maybe get something like that in the future.
Lots of people saying the herd belts are the best. And then Herd did put this in for Carolyne. Little clue.
Yep.
Little clue.
Yep.
It's nothing like a good crisp belt too. Makes you feel strong.
Yes.
Okay. If everyone puts in a little bit, shows the breadth of the support. Yes, download the app. That's it. And maybe you end up liking it. Maybe you like what they have to offer.
Great.
Right? And then it could be a partnership that grows together.
I see someone says it's very betting focused, which was there somewhat of a partnership going on with Heat One in the games?
There is.
Which that's cool.
Yeah, and then if they can like advertise on DAZN and push that, like if people are already there that are betting focused, they might want to go over to Heat One and try that out.
Yeah, I said it in one of my lunch shows. Anytime that you can play a fantasy sport or bet on a sport, there's an increase in the viewership of that sport. Whether you're for gambling or not, it's just a fact. And so CrossFit, go ahead.
It's just that one, you're not actually gambling money. You're just kind of making picks, but you can win prizes, right?
Right.
Correct. They don't have the regulations and all that in place to bet money. I'm sure that that is Tyler's wish at some point to get to that. I'm speaking for him without really asking him that question, but I think if you want to make it a success, you want to get to the money part, right? So you can earn money off of it. But this is just kind of setting it up right now and getting people interested in playing the fantasy sports. So.
Yeah, it's always fun. I normally try to put in some picks.
Nah, Tyler hates money. Are you going to be like James Sprague and just pick yourself for the games this year for everything?
No, I like to pick honestly on things and not just pick myself for everything. I want to try to win. And I know what I would be good at and what I'm not good at. So if I'm not picking myself, I mean, it's probably not a good event. But no, I just feel like we know the athletes very well and you can kind of pick based off of experience and stuff like that, or things that you know about athletes.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if I'll play this year, but probably not.
Well, we've always kind of like tried to keep you away from the picks when you're in the competition. Mm-hmm. And I was just wondering if you would feel the same on an app as you would on the show.
Yeah. I mean, I probably won't play it this time around, but I have played it in the past though, but not usually when I compete.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
Not usually when I compete. I don't like that, but I have
because he has the
Lex that can play for me.
That's like every day you got to log in. Like that's not conducive to
Lex
your
Lex
time.
is good at
covering
picking
the sport, let alone playing the sport. I mean, Jamie's been with me when I'm on scramble mode, with no
They're always late.
5G, trying to get my last pick uploaded and not getting it in time. Carolyne Pete Rose Prevo, betting on herself. I bet against myself in heavy as metal. That was a safe bet.
Yeah.
I saw something about, Jay Birch. I'm hoping the best for you, Carolyne, on the floor. Stay out of the picks. You too, Jamie. I need a chance. Yeah, there's a lot of prizes because they're partnering with the games.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'll
so
be making the picks.
I think what I liked about it is it's CrossFit taking a step into a new direction by partnering with a fantasy league. And it makes sense if you want to grow what you're doing. And that's what I really liked about it. It's a step. We're not betting tomorrow. It's just a step in a way to like do something different to grow interest. And the old school people, Jamie wiped the floor with us when it was lawn chair leaderboard.
I had some good events. I had some not great events.
All right. So Masters payout. We've been having questions about this. We put our girl Holly Dugan on the problem. Now there are some factors to this where it's not going to be accurate. This is just an estimate. What she did was she looked at the rules. She used information supplied by Barbell Spin and known and knowable.
Yeah.
Mike Halpin. And with the numbers she found, she put them and used the percentages of last year's payout on this. It does not factor in that they added a 70 plus division that will have to go into that split of money. But if you're looking at how much the payouts will be for winning the CrossFit Games as a Masters athlete, here is the spreadsheet. So let me pull this over. Here we go. So 35 to 39-year-old last year paid out 25 grand, 10 grand, and 5 grand. These are the percentages of the pot. This year's total looks like 20 grand, 800, 8 grand, 300, 4 grand, 100. And here's the difference for what the payout will be. If you're 40 to 64, last year it was 10 grand, 5 grand, 3 grand. This year it is 8, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 5. And here is the difference in payout. 65 plus, and what we're assuming will be 70 plus probably in the same payout, was 5, 3, and 2. And this year it looks like it's 4, 1, 2, 5, and 1, 6. Now, the other factor that could come in is CrossFit wants to make it a clean number and not these weird numbers. So they may move it around a little bit. Isn't Masters payouts an oxymoron? Yeah. But top 3 do win money. And Denise, I believe you were top 3 last year. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Let me pull that back up.
Do you have that posted? Do you or Holly have that posted on the Instagram account?
Well, because there's so many like unknowns, like I don't know how much we want to put it out as.
I
like,
would put it out there. I think it's useful.
And then see if CrossFit responds and actually says, "Oh, coming up in the next few weeks, we'll make the announcement." Or
so look at DataWad. I'll tell Holly to go ahead and post this. She'll probably do them individually as like a screen of each one.
Yeah.
And then we'll put all the caveats in and why it's probably off a little bit. But Barkley Dale always loves a good spreadsheet. I heard that about him.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, it's strange that no official announcement has been announced. It really is. Like,
Did
why
they-
did
Did they announce the official amounts for individuals?
Only like in the rule book they had some sort of breakdown, and it only went to 20th place. So I
right,
don't
but the
think
rule
that
book
the
was
whole field.
based on 250 people signing up for the open, right?
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Right.
So you'd have to do what Holly did for the elites as well.
Yeah.
Didn't Jenny's agreeing? No, they have not put out anything for elites either.
That's crazy.
Like I think Barbell Spin did a breakdown, him or Helpin did. So, someone did do a breakdown all the way to 20th place, but there's been no confirmation again from CrossFit on any official amount, if that was accurate or if they've had changes to what they originally posted on their rulebook. So
in addition to this, with everything that's happened today and us getting the enhanced access, I have received a lot of DMs from Masters athletes going, does this mean you're not coming to cover us?
Aww.
And in no way does that mean that at all. I love my Masters athletes. I love covering the Masters CrossFit Games. I am still fully committed to doing a full behind the scenes for Masters athletes. Ken Walter, Spin being confused with Halpin. No, we actually got some of the data from Spin and some of the data from Halpin to put together to come up with this spreadsheet. I want to give everybody credit that contributed to this spreadsheet.
Right.
And speaking of Masters, there was a YouTube channel or YouTube link that was, I don't know if it was on, which one it was on.
The Masters Chatter. Yeah.
Yeah. Masters Chatter. Is that what it's
Yes,
called?
that's what it is.
And they had announced a few things there, that there would be 8 events. There's a turf field.
Okay.
Like one of the floors have turf.
All right.
So I thought that was interesting. Potentially wear sunscreen for an event of some sort. So maybe you run outside for something.
Okay.
Cuts after Saturday night to 50% of the field, which we already knew that through some of the fact stuff that we've received. But there was some information on that YouTube channel for the Masters that are watching to go give that a listen. I don't know if I finished it, but yeah, there was like 7 or 8 people on that.
Yeah.
Vindicate, I reached out to CrossFit for booth pricing. For Masters Games, no response. I'm betting you're going to have to reach out to Legends.
Yeah, you will have to reach out to Legends, CrossFit HQ. I'm surprised they didn't just say reach out. I'm surprised they didn't respond and say that.
That should have been a quick response, right?
Yeah.
We're not handling that. Reach out to Legends.
Yep.
I wanted to listen to that Masters Chatter. I still will. But where I was located, where I grew up, there's no cell service. And so I have to drive 20 minutes just to get cell service. And it made it really hard to take in content this weekend.
I don't know why they don't just do that on YouTube. I hate that you got to get that through Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is the jam for doing this content. It just is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not here, then you're missing out on a lot, because the algorithm does help tremendously. Remember, they have a small team. Ken, I do know that, but I do not. They have been awesome to me this weekend. So I'm giving them a pass tonight.
They're focused on individuals right now. They've got 2 weeks. Like,
yeah,
that's not.
This was not on the agenda, but talking about CrossFit and the small team and probably being preoccupied. Did you see? I think Jenny had it in her dense updates that Daniel Chaffey said he was going to New York, and then he said, "If you know, you know."
Oh boy.
If you wouldn't have said, "If you know, you know," I wouldn't have thought twice. I would have thought still the red yarn going around the pins and all that stuff. When he looked into the camera and said, "If you know, you know," that led me to believe there's something more going on with this. And that MoveMax site is like really pumping out questions and polls and tons of stuff. If you're not following that for clues on who might be the new owner of CrossFit, you're missing out. And he is acknowledging responses, responding to responses on that MoveMax site. If you want an opportunity to put your input into what CrossFit needs, and he does end up buying it, that is a way to do it. Now, just to be clear, Malik is the one running MoveMax. Daniel Chaffey is the one rumored to possibly be the CEO. So they are two separate people. Don't DM Daniel Chaffey with your questions. Go to the MoveMax Instagram to do that. And Amanda Hari is all over that if you want to follow her for any of that stuff. She's been really good about, she confirmed that it is Malik running that site.
Okay.
I wonder, does the regular affiliate goers care? I think they do for the affiliate piece of this. They should.
I don't know that general affiliate goers, just your regular class members, even understand the nuances of all that. Do your affiliate owners care? 100%. Do members? I don't know that they.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Kenneth, he has a last name. I don't know it off the top of my head.
I do not.
He's just referred to as Malik on every other show that I've watched about it.
That's Jeff's got a point here. They did.
Cared when Glassman said the Floyd thing. They did.
Yeah.
I actually was going to ask a fact or fiction about that. I may save it and do it anyway, but I thought better of it. Just for now. All right. Taylor self-resigned from the CAC, the CAC. Any thoughts on that?
Dave talked about that a little bit in his
did.
weekend review as well.
Yeah.
What did Dave say? Just that it happened?
No, he went quite into detail about it, and I didn't really. I don't know. I feel like Dave was kind of. I don't know that he was trying to skirt the issue, but I didn't feel like he was trying to downplay it and like the whole situation and how it got brought to Taylor's attention and the vote that they did. Like, I mean, yeah, Dave did say if it was his choice, if he was somebody working for him, he would fire him. Just the way he speaks, everything. And sure, if that's the issue, that's the issue. I mean, Taylor's never. The problem is Taylor's persona on Kill Taylor is different than Taylor. And I get it's hard for people to differentiate those two. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Here's my 2 cents. If you're asking him to leave because he is now banned from all CrossFit activities, I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. If you're asking him to resign, okay. Or if you're asking him to resign because of his performance on the panel, then I'm okay with that. If you're asking him to resign because of something he does in another space and time, I have a little bit of a problem with that.
I agree.
Now,
that's
he said he wanted to resign because he didn't want to cause anybody any problems. And good on him for that. Just do what you need to do. But I'm fine for the other two reasons. But if they went to a third reason, they didn't even need to go to a third reason. Go there.
Yeah, I mean, when he's done the shows where he's updated the community, like if Saban's had him on and after a talk with Dave or the panel, or you get the Taylor that is representing the athletes. And when you were watching his like level 4 mentorship, you get Coach Taylor. Like there are avenues to follow Taylor where you are going to get proper Taylor, Coach Taylor, athlete representative. But if all you're watching is Kill Taylor, and then yeah, I mean, you're gonna have a one-sided view of him. I feel like he was great at speaking up for all the athletes, getting his voice heard, and disseminating that information when he was on in that fashion. I didn't find any of it offensive.
And that's kind of where I'm really pulled apart, is that he's the only person I've heard from the council updating us what's going on.
Right.
Now, Carolyne, you're an athlete. Do you hear anything from the council at all about what's happening?
I haven't in a very long time. I think originally there was some communication. I thought that like Taylor did a good job, like of separating his online persona with, you know, being professional in that role, and he took that seriously. But it hasn't really been anything, I want to say, in a few months. I don't even know if they still meet up, to be honest. I don't have any information on what's being brought forward to CrossFit or anything like that. And we as athletes haven't been asked, as far as I can recall, any feedback from like certain semifinals or stuff to bring forward. Maybe there was a survey, actually. I'm trying to think whether it was from CrossFit or like the CAC on. I think there was one survey at one point in the season about any suggestions we would do, good or bad, from the open and stuff, if I remember, now that I think about it. But not much communication in a while.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I just didn't like, I mean, even in that weekend review, Dave's like, somebody commented that it was like a secret vote, and Dave's like, no, it wasn't. But it was that vote was given out to athletes, not the general public, like competitive athletes, to vote on, and the masses chose Taylor. And that vote wasn't given back to the community to revote. And so like Dave's like, no, it wasn't a secret vote. Well, it wasn't a public vote. So like he's playing semantics on the way he responds to it, but I mean, I feel like the people that voted him maybe
exactly what you're saying. He was voted into this position by his peers.
Right.
And Kill Taylor was already out when he got voted in.
Right.
So to then kick him off because of Kill Taylor makes no sense to me.
I don't think that he got kicked off because of Kill Taylor and what he does there, or even some of the things that he can say. I think it was all about having an athlete that is under suspension be a representative of the athletes if they can't compete, type thing. It's the image of that doesn't look good. Like, you don't want your president to be. Is he the president?
No, he was self-appointed.
Oh, okay.
There isn't. The thing is, he wasn't even on as an athlete. That wasn't even his role on the CAC.
Oh. He
was on as a coach.
Okay.
So, like, to say it as you're abusing peptides, whatever, and you can't compete. That wasn't the role he was even taking.
So I don't know. I agree with you, Carolyne. If he was removed for his peptide use, then fine. He's banned from all.
As an athlete, I have a very strong opinion on athletes that are taking things.
Yeah. I would be cool if that's why it was done. I'm just hearing other rumblings.
Right.
And who knows what the truth is, because it happened all behind closed doors. So you're getting everybody's story.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the Dave's Weekend Review to hear how he explains it. So
yeah, you'll have to listen to that. I'm curious your take.
All right. I want to do fact or fiction before we run out of time, and then we'll do the content stuff after. So fact or fiction. I need to have like a promo to start this or something. Fact or fiction? This is our game show every week. Fact or fiction? The men's field is now so deep that we are done seeing Dynasty champions.
I gotta say fact. I mean, maybe Jeff would have been my pick, but then to not get it last year, like if Jeff had won last year, I would maybe say there's a case to be made, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be tough for anyone to repeat.
I said Dynasty on purpose because a repeat, I wouldn't call it Dynasty. You know, like I'm talking like 3+ probably.
Then even more so.
Like the Matt Frazier's, the Rich
Frommings, Yatumis.
It's so rare now. And it's also hard for people to stay healthy too. And I think there's so many more competitions now than there used to be. So it's, you know, before people didn't do as much, I don't think. And now they're with the WFP season, like who knows? Like if they're going to 5 or 6 events, like it's, I think it's gonna be hard for people to go on specific runs.
Yeah.
Kenneth DeLapp fiction, Fergie fiction, and then we get fact. Fact. What? Fact. Fact for now. Fact. Pepper is coming. I think the lines are so tight now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be tough. All right. So I agree with you. I think fact, men's division, at least for the foreseeable future, no Dynasty champions. I think, but that is a good thing for CrossFit. You're going to have tight competitions at the top every single year. Fact or fiction? James Sprague is the most disrespected returning champ in games history.
Trying to think if there's a girl in there that maybe. I mean, I feel like 100% fact. Like nobody's even giving him credit for the win.
I don't know. I think people are, and I think that he justified or proved himself when he followed that up at the Wadapalooza, and beat a good field. Didn't have everyone there, didn't have the podium that he competed against, but it had some good people that were there on the men's side. I'm trying to think of previous champions. Camille.
That was the first one that came to mind.
People didn't quite, like they thought that she was handed, you know, a certain programming. Did Ben Smith ever compete after he won? Or was that his last season in 2020?
He took second to Matt the next year.
Right.
Second to Matt. Trying to think. Holmberg. I mean, I don't even want to count the like very, very early ones that were maybe there 1 year.
But I don't. Well, I think like now Camille is disrespected. Like history says, man, it was the perfect programming that year, and any other programming, like she never had another top 10, right?
I'm trying to think.
So, but I think in the immediate after, I think James has been disrespected, and the thing that makes me say that is, how does a CrossFit Games champion not have a head to toe sponsorship? That is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Look at James' personality. Look at Jeff Adler's personality. One is dynamic and out there and always on socials, and no disrespect to Jeff, like he's a great athlete, but that's just not his persona, right? And he gets a head to toe sponsorship.
Yep.
James, nothing. So on that fact alone, I say fact, most disrespected games.
Well, in recent years, because I mean, Tia is still Tia.
Right.
Like it's, and there's been multiple champions on the men's side, really. So it's hard to say anyone else in recent years other than that, and we still haven't seen whether he can replicate it this year. But maybe James doesn't want, or maybe we don't know that if he has a head to toe sponsor. Maybe sometimes an athlete likes a little bit of leeway in terms of what they can wear and do.
I'm taking
So
that from Boys Interrupted, where he said he wants a head to toe sponsor.
Oh.
And he asked the other boys for help.
Aw.
It was tough. Like, can you imagine winning the CrossFit Games and not having the sponsorships your buddies do who have never won the games?
Right. That would be frustrating.
Right. And when you see him on like Boys Interrupted or these things where he's working out with Justin or all these things, and Medeiros has sponsor after sponsor after sponsor. And here's James just plugging away, doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Fergie says Carolyne should be sponsored by CCM. And for those non-hockey fans, that is the equipment supplier for hockey. Judy Reed says it simply, with his looks and personality, they are dumb.
I agree. It is surprising that he doesn't have one.
All right. Next one. This we talked about a little bit today. Danielle Brandon is good for the growth of the sport because we need someone to root against, a heel or a villain.
I mean, I think you want to have a heel in the sport. I don't even know that I'd say that's the reason she's good for that. Because I honestly feel like almost Tia is that role. Like, people don't want Tia to win anymore. Like, they're sick of it. We're rooting against her at this point. That's a tough one because, like, in a way, she's not great for the sport. She doesn't even really promote the sport, so that's not great. But does she bring eyes to it? Yes. Do we need it to be a positive light that the eyes are being brought to grow? I don't know. Usually all publicity is good publicity, right?
Carolyne, do you have an opinion, or are you staying out of this one?
I don't know that she's hated really in the space like that much. Like, I feel like she has a lot of followers that like her. I think that in terms of just like her persona, it's, a lot of people are attracted to that. And she brings eyes to the sport, whether you like it or not. And I think that that's positive. Like, whether you're a fan of her or not, like, it's, you want people to be watching the sport and being, in tune with our competition. But yeah, she hasn't promoted it as much, or I don't even know if she has. I feel like a lot of them are promoting just the WFP stuff.
Yes.
And haven't been talking much about the game season, especially people with big platforms like Brooke. I don't think has said much about the CrossFit Games this year, and she has, I think, the most followers of the athletes going to the games. Correct? Like, she's got a huge platform.
So I think this is where my opinion is different. It's not about promoting the sport, her individually going out and say, hey, go watch this. She makes news. People tune in. People want to see. It brings eyes to the space, whether she is trying to do it or not. And when I say villain or heel, in this day and age, that doesn't mean you're hated. Go watch wrestling. The villains are sometimes the most popular people in the sport.
Yeah.
Right? The Kansas City Chiefs are a villain in the NFL because they've been to like a bazillion AFC championship games and 5 straight Super Bowls, and people are sick of them and blah, 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 right? You don't have to hate them, but you're like, ugh, someone beat them. Like, just someone beat them.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's another half of the crowd going, I want her to beat the goody two shoes. Right? And they love her and they want her to do well. And they think that she's being portrayed poorly and blah, blah, blah. The heel villain does not have to be hated. But I think they're an essential need for sports. I think you need a villain to root against, or if you're one of those people that like to root for the villain, root for, but more vehemently than Tia the Goody Two Shoes. Right?
I agree.
As I've said this afternoon, I've met Danielle several times in person. She's been nothing but kind to me.
Yeah.
Like every single time. I don't have anything against her, but she's the one that flipped off the crowd. She's the one that does the things she does, and it makes her out to be this polarizing figure more than hated. Some people love her. Some people don't want to see her anymore.
Yeah, like in the talks that I've had with her, I've had no issues, and she's been nothing but nice to me at all the competitions that I've competed at the same time as her. I've had other athletes that I've competed against for many years, and I feel like they've said no more than 5 words to me over the years. So, yeah, I've had no issues, and she's a great athlete and one of the top contenders this year on the female side. So,
the other thing that got a crazy amount of comments today was I said she's going to be top 5, top 10 at this games. And people are like, there's no way. Not after what's been going on and everything in her life. She is too talented not to finish top 10.
I fully agree with you there. I heard that and I was like, yeah.
Especially with as completed as this field is.
Yep.
And it's classic CrossFit. All of these events are great for her.
Yes.
As well. Yeah, she should do very well.
I think she will do great.
Yeah. There's a lot
whether
of
she has a coach or not, she would do well. Like she has the experience. She can coach herself even at this point in her career. She doesn't really need anyone. The training's all done basically in terms of preparation, just some small stuff in the last week. Whether she's changed training camps or not, I don't think that's going to impact the performance that she'll have. I think she'll do just fine.
Danielle has lived with distraction since she was a baby. She is what they call a gamer. And let's not forget, she did finish second at WFP. And that field was not as depleted as the one coming up. Kenneth makes a great. Hayes in the barn.
That's what I was.
The coaching is already done.
Yep. And Jeremy is still really behind, and already is proving our point that James is disrespected.
Yeah. Breaking news: Jeremy says James Sprague is disrespected.
He said his win is illegitimate. That is the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
People view it as illegitimate.
Right.
I don't think it is. I agree with Carolyne. He went on to win Wodapalooza. He finished second at WFP. He did a freaking half Ironman. And I loved his explanation for that. You never know when things like this are going to come up at the games. And I wanted to know what it felt like. How many people went and ran an Ironman, half Ironman, just to see what it felt like in case some kind of triathlon ever came up at the games?
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking like a crazy champion now.
Yeah. And then you got Hopper just talking about his 50 miler that he could do.
Yeah. So Denise says, Jeremy, hit the live button.
Catch up.
Jeff said James physically doesn't look as jacked, menacing as the boys interrupted or Adler regard. Well, good thing we don't compete off of aesthetics.
Says our very own F.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And Ken says qualified for High Rocks finals too. Fergie, Jamie, would you rather go to a prom dress fitting or do Murph at 10,000 altitude?
That one's actually kind of tough. I don't get to dress up a lot. My question would be, do I do I get the dress that I choose? Because then I might choose that. If I'm just going there and I don't know, I would maybe.
Jamie's gym is the only gym I've ever seen that has a yearly formal.
We do.
Where they get dressed up to the nines.
Mm-hmm. I like to dress up occasionally.
Vicky says Carolyne's an A+. Yeah, Jamie would be comical in that dress fitting. I can just see them like her going, my arms won't fit.
Don't give me anything with sleeves. Yeah, it needs to fit. It needs to be.
It's the lats that are issues with the dresses.
Yeah, lats and like shoulders. Like I don't know, its sleeves are not good. It's got to be like a stretchy dress, or I almost always do strapless, or not strapless, but like tank top or racerback or something.
A lot of CrossFitters have issues with arms and traps. Yeah.
Our members ball is in the end of September, so maybe I'll get some pictures of dresses when I go fitting and send them to the chat for pics.
Delts make it like Peter Gabriel suit. I think you mean Talking Heads from the 80s that had the massive shoulder pads that.
Oh, yes.
Does Lululemon make prom dresses?
I mean, that's basically what I'm in all the time, Fleo, but that's why it's fun to put on a nice dress every once in a while.
Yes, David Byrne from Talking Heads. That's our Fact or Fiction. Real quick, there's been some content out this week. We'll get and then we'll shut down the show. Content this weekend, Off the Clock. WFP with a new version of a documentary called Off the Clock. They did Emmett Hall, came out today. Watched it this afternoon. Carolyne, did you get a chance to see it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was talking a little bit about, her training, her background, but it was kind of very like quiet, like a little bit more just chatting. It was okay.
Yeah, I had higher hopes for it because it wasn't supposed to be in the gym, but then they just went to the pool where she was training. So kind of the same.
Yeah.
Although it was her childhood pool where she trained as a kid, as a swimmer. But I wish they would have dove more into kind of what that was all like. They did a little. It was better than some of the other stuff they've put out, better than some of the road to the games. But I think just a little more push and they could get it to like a really good video. We also had the champions version of Road to the Games. I thought that was my personal opinion. It was a pretty good version of the Road to the Games because of the personalities of James and Justin. They showed them playing video games with their friends. They actually got outside the gym quite a bit in that one. But the coolest thing I didn't even know existed is Jeff Adler up in Montreal trains his bike riding on an F1 track. And it's open to the public where people can just ride around and there's never a car on it. So you can ride as fast as you want to ride on the F1 track on your bicycle. And basically when they're not using it for F1, it's a bike trail.
Yeah, when I used to go to Montreal like every summer because my family's from there, we would go to that track all the time. And there's a little beach there, and we would go to the beach, and there's a casino and stuff by there. But yeah, it's a fun one.
Jeff Bicko, no way Sprague hit a 370-yard drive. Sorry, I'm not buying it. I didn't see it. You only heard them say it.
Yeah, his technique didn't indicate to me that it was a 370-yard drive at all. Because like I watch a lot of golf and just the way his finish was, like I get that he's super strong and he's tall, so he can get definitely some momentum on his swing. But like I had trouble believing it was a 370, but maybe.
You can get lucky if you're a strong athlete. But yeah. And then the final one was that Hiller put out a video with Hopper and Pepper. I know we've seen a lot of them. It opens really strong. with a very, very funny scene. And it is, again, Corinne.
I had to rewind to see who farted on who. It was hilarious.
Jason farted on Dallin. Because Dallin says, I've never felt a fart come in my butt. I'm taking it Jamie has not seen it.
I have not seen that part. I watched where maybe it was the different part, but where he's talking about where Hopper's talking about losing to Dallin.
It's the very first scene.
Okay.
It's just when they're stretching.
Yeah, and it's how the video opens.
It's
okay. I must have been like late to it.
And then they asked the question about tetherball of everybody. Would they rather be something or a tetherball champion? And they all picked tetherball champion.
What?
And even Matt Torres was like, there's nothing like the feeling of getting that rhythm of hitting the ball and it going above the other person's head and winning that tetherball championship.
All right.
But I thought, again, one of the stars of it was Corinne, because she's having to feed both Jason and Dallin during this time. And she had like a huge pan of chicken. And Hiller says, how long will that last? And she's like, with these two, a day and a half.
Wow.
So it was, it was like $500 or be a tetherball champion.
Okay. Fair.
I'd pick the 500.
Andrew Sten, what video is this? Hiller released it this morning. And I think it's just called like Dallin and Jason. Jeff Bako, Corinne is extremely good on camera. Her baked goods look off the charts. Well, and in this video, she has like a really bad loaf of bread. And Hiller's like, why is that bad? And she goes, well, if you saw my good ones, but she didn't have a good one to show with it. And it looked amazing. So anyway, that's the content that's kind of been out this weekend. And then, of course, right before we went live, there was a video about me and Lauren Khalil. And if you haven't checked that out already, go check that one out. Kind of. And hopefully there's a video with Jamie winning the Beat Bagent challenge in the upcoming days. And if you haven't seen Hiller grade the physiques of the female athletes, Carolyne is that one. You can fast forward to her name just like she did to find out what the grade is.
We have made it. You're right, CrossFit.
Again, you guys make this worth doing. We're an unsponsored show. We just come here, we talk, we have fun. We don't do this for the money. We do this for you. And I'm so pumped that we have enhanced access this year. We're going to be able to get you the best content. And again, vignettes will be coming out. If you are a member of this channel, you'll get them 24 hours before the general public. And then I'll release them to the general public 24 hours after that. But we're going to do the best content we can at the games. Carolyne will be back there. I'll try to get as much as I can with her. And of course, we are doing the full-blown documentary with Hattie Canyo, where it will be from the hotel en route to the arena, at dinner, all those things, including the behind the scenes. So it'll be a full, huge documentary. And then we'll do little bits of vignettes from other athletes at the games as well. I'm super pumped to bring that to you. I'm so glad we got that. And thank you to Andrew Hiller for the nice words during that documentary or that show today, whatever that content. I am humbled. With that, guys, it's been fun. And I'm so pumped about this. I finally recorded it. Thank you for tuning in to Sunday night CrossFit talk. Now my voice doesn't hurt. Woo. With that, we'll see you tomorrow on Lunch with the Clydesdale. Good night, guys.